Hi, this is Len Furman, the sports time traveler, bringing you the excitement of sporting events from exactly 50 years ago as though they're happening now. Today, I have a short article titled 1973 Track and Field Dwight Stones Returns to Munich. This is a short flash article featuring one of my favorite track and field heroes when I was a kid. Dwight Stones is one of America's greatest track and field athletes. He was a dominant force in the high jump in the 1970s and 80s. At 18 years old, he qualified for the United States Olympic team to Munich in 1972. He won the bronze medal there using the still somewhat new Fosbury Flop technique, in which the athlete jumps up with their back to the bar. In the summer of 1973, at age 19, Stones returned to Munich for a track meet. Here's the report from my virtual trip back to see it 50 years ago yesterday. Dwight Stones returns to Munich. Munich, West Germany, July 11th, 1973. I'm in the Olympic Stadium in Munich for the first major track meet since the Olympics took place here last summer. Competing in the high jump is Dwight Stones, the bronze medalist from the USA in 1972. For those of you reading this article or watching it or listening on the Substack platform, I now have a video of Dwight Stones in his final attempt. Here's what happened. The bar has been raised to a potential world record height of 7 feet 6.5 inches. Stones grazes the bar ever so slightly on his jump on what otherwise appears to be a perfect leap in which most of his body has cleared the height by over 2 inches. There is a moment of hesitation in the stadium as the bar settles. It's remaining in place. Stones has done it. He has smashed the world record, and he is still a teenager. Stones, who uses the Fosbury Flop method, has just become the first flopper to ever set the world record in the high jump. A somber moment. My visit here to Munich requires a short moment of reflection. It is just 10 months since the murder of the 11 Israeli Olympic athletes and coaches in a terrorist attack inside the Munich Olympic Village, not far from the stadium. This heinous act of terror marks the low point of the entire modern Olympic movement. In a show of resilience, the Maccabiah Games, sometimes referred to as the Jewish Olympics, had their opening ceremonies in Tel Aviv 2 nights ago on July 9th, 1973. Postscript from the Sports Time Traveler. Dwight Stones interviewed. Dwight Stones was quoted in the New York Times 50 years ago today, right after the track meet, saying, "For 2 months, I've been psyched out thinking about a world record. Now I can relax." The 1976 Montreal Olympics. 3 years after his world record high jump, Dwight Stones competed in the 1976 Montreal Olympics. I was 12 years old, and my father and grandfather took me to see the track and field events at the Montreal Olympics. This was an incredible grandfather-father-son experience and the most amazing week of my life up to that time. Meeting Dwight Stones. During that week in Montreal, I actually got to meet Dwight Stones one day on the practice track, which was just outside the Olympic Stadium. This was one of the big thrills of my Olympic spectator experience. Running on the track in Munich in 1983. 10 years after Dwight Stones' world record high jump in Munich, in 1983, I had the opportunity to run on the Munich Olympic track myself and also pay personal homage to the slain Israelis. If you're looking at this on the Substack site, you can see a photo of me running on the Munich Olympic Stadium track. It was a late December day, and I was wearing an overcoat, heavy corduroy pants, and hiking boots as I was backpacking through Europe with my friends Brad, Phil, and Dave. We went to the stadium and found it quite unbelievably open and empty, so we went down to walk around the track. In spite of the less than optimal attire, I decided to take off my coat and run a quarter mile. I managed to clock 57 seconds for a lap on the track. Since I was never a sprinter, I have always been proud of that performance, which is probably the best quarter mile I will ever run. Thanks for listening. Bye bye now.